Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, and it's time for journaling. Before we start, I just want to kind of remind everybody why it's important to do it in the morning. I was just sitting here while I was setting up to do this journaling session, and right now it's very quiet. Outside is quiet. The day hasn't fully woken up yet, and my mind is very calm. This is the best time to journal. Not only that, but there's something very pleasant and calming to sit at your favorite desk or writing area or wherever it may be. And I recommend you can also do this outside or in nature or by the beach or somewhere gorgeous. Somewhere where you're not going to be distracted, where you can just kind of hear your own thoughts very easily. That's really the key. People who are new to this may take a little time to get used to, and it could also be a function of age. You get older, you appreciate these things. But I was really happy this morning just kind of setting up for this journaling session, because you get this personal time to yourself. And as you get older, this becomes more and more valuable. So when you learn how to cultivate it early in life, and you set this slot of time into your normal daily life, the benefits, once again, are going to be huge. In terms of mental health. But the other thing I wanted to bring up today for our journaling session is, once again, how to use journaling. I usually will say it's a great way to empty your thoughts, empty your emotions, process whatever's going on in your life, and or get some work done. So today for myself, I'm using it to get a little bit of brainstorming / work done. I'm working on my executive function book, which will be available maybe a couple months or so. And this will be for students, for parents, or really for anybody who wants to organize your life. It's more geared towards, obviously, an academic sense, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm editing some parts of the book, and I had taken some notes earlier. So now when we start journaling in a moment here, I'm going to get those ideas that I have that I've edited earlier, and now I'm going to start brainstorming just by writing them in a journaling flow. And then whatever shakes out, I'll take those and I'll update my ebook. I keep calling it ebook. It will be an ebook, but a normal book too. And this would be identical to how I instruct students to use it if they have an essay or if they have a paper or some big research paper. A lot of students have these. Actually, when I graduated college as a physics major, UC Santa Cruz forced us, I shouldn't say force, they required us to write a thesis, and the thesis was anywhere from 30 to 40 plus pages. And at the time I was thinking, holy, how am I gonna do all this? I wasn't really a writer back then. My journaling, I hadn't journaled, my essay writing was horrible. My structural components of writing were horrible. Spelling, formatting, sentence structure, clarity of thought, all that. My ideas were very good. I always was getting like a very binary, very polarist kind of comments from my professors and stuff. And then only after journaling years later did I realize why. So this is the process. And like I keep saying, in terms of writing, writing is editing. So you're always editing this process. Same for film in a lot of ways too. So today I'm going to be editing some parts of my book in my journaling time. Now, there's one little caveat I want to place before we start going with this thing. At least in my mind, journaling is something that is for the individual first. It should be for whatever you want to write. Just it's your private time to do what you want to do. Mental health, in terms of just emptying your emotions, processing something that's going on maybe in your family, with your relationships, at school, friends, things like that, whatever it is you want to do, dreams, it should be mostly that. And I would recommend at least 80% or more in that general neighborhood. And these are just kind of, I'm throwing out these numbers. What I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't want people to journal every day for work, to write a paper, to go do this, because then it's kind of losing its purpose. The purpose is to give personal time to kind of fulfill that mental space before you go on about your day, as well as just take that personal time to process what's going on in your life emotionally. That's got to be first. because that will set up your mind to do everything else you need to do in life. However, there is some percentage of time, a smaller percentage, where we can use it to process things for later in the day or later in the work, as I am doing today with editing for my book. Just want to make sure I say that. Because sometimes you just want to write and you need to get used to writing something without knowing where it's going to go. And this is typically hard for analytical type people, math-based engineers, things like that. Now, I happen to kind of fall on both camps, to be honest with you. And I see the problems, but you need to get used to being able to write something not knowing where it's going to go, not overthinking it. When you overthink it, particularly if you're on the creative side, will completely extinguish all the creativity if you're over-engineering it. You have to get used to, like I always use an example, a musician soloing. Maybe not in the classical form, but more like in the jazz form is a better analogy. They have maybe the chord progression of, let's say, the solo part, which is usually in the middle of the song, and they're following the chord progression. And in between those chord progressions, they're doing whatever they want to do. They have the talent and the knowledge to do that, but they don't necessarily know where it's going to go. That's how we want to be with journaling. When you have that openness of not knowing where it's going to go, you connect with yourself better, and that's where all the real benefits come from. So enough chit chat, let's get to our work. Oh yeah, and we have our new journaling books coming out. They are done. I'm reviewing one of them. If all's good, they will be up very shortly, and they look a little slicker, a little nicer. So the old one is still up, follow the link. And if you can, please get yourself a nice journal book. Always support your channel, and it's always much appreciated. But enough of that, let's get to work. Hopefully you have your favorite beverage. It's morning time, so I have my coffee. All right, and as a quick reminder to anybody who happens to be new, first, welcome, of course. Journaling, don't worry about spelling, don't worry about format, don't worry about what to write. Today I have my own personal thing I'm writing, but that doesn't apply to you, whatever you want to write. One other thing, I promise, this is the last one. For young people who are writing, maybe young adults, early morning is always better, and it may be harder to see that. Now, for young children, junior high, grammar school, even younger, once again, you can edit the amount they're going to write. It may be hard for them to sit down and just do it by themselves. And this is where mirroring or modeling can come into place. So moms or dads, big brothers, big sisters, things like that. If you want them to start learning this skill, have them sit next to you, copy everything that you're doing, give them their drink, obviously maybe not coffee or who knows, depending how old they are. Go through the same procedure, but have them sit next to you or in the same room so they can see you. Everything's quiet, and they model off of you, and just be consistent about it. That's how they can start to learn the skill as well too. All right, enough said. All right, so as usual, put the location, home. Today is the 16th, and the time for me is 7:07 in the a.m. And the first sentence, establishing sentence, how are you feeling today, or how's the day outside, or I usually kind of combine the two. That way you kind of have a reference of what was going on in the day. One page, people, one page. All right, good luck, enjoy the process. Okay, everybody. It's one page. It goes really quick. I could have kept on going, but as I said before, I don't want these videos to be too long. One page is good for now as we kind of establish this thing. In the future, we'll see where it goes. And if you guys have any questions, please just leave them in the comments. I will respond to them as quickly as I can. If you have any journaling prompts or just any questions in general, please feel free to ask. That's about it for today. It's the weekend. We are slowly entering into summer. Here in LA though, it's been pretty gray, but I'm not complaining. It's nice to have summer again. So hopefully you enjoyed the process. Hopefully you are enjoying writing more and more and more. And it's a very good thing to do. I wish I would have done this years ago when I was in high school. It would have saved so many problems. And just to kind of give you the surface level benefit for moms and dads or students who happen to be listening, the main benefit of journaling every day, that you will see a measurable difference in a very short time being, let's say, a month, 2 months. I know that may seem long, but it really goes pretty quick, is in your writing confidence, your writing structure, your writing chops, if you will. If you're a student, and right now you're probably in summer break, I recommend do a daily journal, 1 page. If you try and do it in pages, try and do 1 page, 2 pages, or 3 pages. If 1 isn't enough, do 2 pages. And do it consistently for 30 days or for the summer. Even if you can't meet a whole page sometimes, just write a few sentences. The key is keep showing up, build that routine. And the more you do it, particularly if you write at least a page a day, by the time you go back to school and have to write an essay, if you've kept it going through then, you will see how much easier it is to write an essay. I also have some procedures on how to kind of brainstorm an essay from the very beginning all the way down to the finished product. That's in a different video though. Anyways, everybody have a nice weekend, and always remember, enjoy the process. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.